Governor Bobby Jindal of Louisiana set to announce his campaign for the presidency this week. But is his campaign already over because of one bad speech? It's been 6 years, but to this day, you mentioned Governor Bobby Jindal to many of the political intelligentsia around the country, and the first thing they think of is that State of the Union response that he gave in 2009. His speech was universally condemned, not just by liberals or mainstream media or Democratic people, but by conservatives, by Republicans, by all the conservative media and the Republican political establishment. In his speech, he came across as callow. Many suggested he seemed like Kenneth from NBC's show 30 Rock. He seemed condescending, totally lacking in gravitas, and in fact, he's never recovered. Right now in the polls, believe it or not, you and I are tied with Bobby Jindal when it comes to our chances of winning the Republican nomination for president. That's because I'm at 0%, I'm assuming you're at 0%, and Jindal is at 0 to 2%, and that's within the margin of error. In fact, he could be at minus 2% now, and you and I at 2%. So we're beating Bobby Jindal. Now that's a sad state of affairs, especially when you look at on paper, Jindal should be a great candidate. He's under 40. He is not the traditional white male. The Republican Party's trying to broaden its horizon. He's a bright guy. He has a Rhodes Scholarship. He's not just some talk show host or someone looking to get a talk show. He is an elected and a re-elected governor of a significant state, and yet he is basically nobody's favorite, and it is because, in large part, this speech. In politics, you're often defined by your speech-making abilities. Now, this cuts both ways. Ronald Reagan's entire political career, his success, stems from one speech, the speech he gave in 1964, the keynote speech at the Republican convention introducing Barry Goldwater. That speech was so good that it solidified his support, galvanized financial contributors backing him for his 1966 gubernatorial bid in California, and then on into the presidency. Similarly, Barack Obama, his 2004 convention speech solidified support for him and catapulted him into the presidency. Now, it is important to note, one bad speech doesn't have to ruin your career. Bill Clinton gave a horrible speech in 1988 at the Democratic Convention, was booed, went on way too long, was condemned. But here's the thing about Clinton that's different from Jindal. Clinton went on to give about 10 speeches a day, every day, for the next 4 years until he won the Democratic nomination for president. So he didn't let the one speech define him, because he went on to give great speeches every single day. The same cannot be said of Bobby Jindal. So the lesson here is, it does make sense to get nervous before a big speech with a big audience, especially in politics, because if you do screw up, your enemies will not forget. They will use it against you for a long time. Now, if you are thinking of running for political office, or you're close to anyone who is, I have developed a new online media and presentation training course just for political candidates. So there's a link to it below. You can reach us anytime at the main website at mediatrainingworldwide.com. Please check it out. Don't become the next Bobby Jindal.